Hello and welcome back to MoonClan. Sorry if you can hear my cat trying to escape. They just got medicine, so I'm just monitoring them to make sure that they don't lick it all off. So you're probably going to be hearing that in the background. River is not very happy right now, is she? Alright. But welcome back to MoonClan. My name is Frosty, and it has been a hot second since I've been back. So I apologize in advance. I'm probably going to remember nothing. River girl, can you stop trying to escape? Don't look at me like that. We have successfully and safely made the move. The cats were honestly troopers during the whole thing, but now they are unhappy because I have shut the door when they were very happily taking a nap in here just a moment ago. Also, if you hear buzzing, that's the wall hornets. And no, I'm not going to elaborate any more on that. Same kind of deal though, if you hear any echoes or any issues with the audio, I apologize. Some of the stuff in here is still a little bit barren, and until I get some stuff up and just generally figure out how some of this is going to work, there's probably going to be some growing pains and changes in quality. But we're going to do our best here all the same. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in with a time skip and see if I can remember what's going on here. Okay, so moving into Moon 72 for the clan and 71 for Frost Whisper. We participate in a major battle, our claws unsheathed as we defend our clan. We engage in a play fight with the kits. Their laughter and joy remind us of our own kithood. Okay, so probably just reenacting that battle that we had with the kits, just trying to keep them occupied. So nothing too out of the ordinary for warriors there. And luckily, there's nothing affecting Frost Whisper right now either. Yarosar stands above the clan and proclaims that Rabbit Paw shall now be known as Rabbit Tail, honoring their hard work. I did see a note, if I remember correctly, about naming Rabbit Tail presently Rabbit Chase, and I thought that was cute, but Rabbit Tail is honestly pretty good too. So I'm going to see what their traits grew into and see which one might be a little bit more fitting for them. Frost Whisper thinks Comfrey Foot is very helpful. Frost Whisper, Pale Fur, and Light Pelt took a sun bath and had a little small talk. Frost Whisper had a disagreement with Hill Petal about something or another. Okay, so kind of similar here. There's not too much going on directly. We're just having a little bit of chit chat, and I don't think there's anybody in specific here that we've been feuding with or not been feuding with that would be particularly noteworthy. But Yarostar and Scorchrunner take a late night patrol out of camp to watch the sun rise. Okay. I wonder if they're developing some kind of interest in one another, or if this is just all platonic. That just kind of strikes me as one of those, romantic ones, but I know a lot of the, takes a romantic moonlit walk things are really just platonic in nature at the end. So yeah, it's just all platonic there. But that's a pretty good start for them, I think. And we are now into New Leaf, so hopefully some of the issues of Leaf Bear have left. Oh, that's right, we made Blue Shade a medicine cat, and we lost all of our herbs. What do we have? Betony, Mellow, and Plantain. So we do have something, at least. Not much, but hopefully we can get more now that the plants are actually regrowing. Let's check out Rabbit Tail here, though. She is so cute, and we'll see what she looks like all grown up next moon. She's currently in the medicine den. Oblivious, a philosopher, and elegant. I don't think Rabbit, Tail, or Chase is necessarily good for Oblivious, but she is mentored by Mosscone, who influenced her to be more likely to be cold towards others and also help her think outside of the box. When they graduated, they were honored for their hard work, doing so at 11 moons old. Okay, and I don't think there's been any other major changes. Our nursery is empty, so it's just our queens in there, maybe attending to some secondary duties. Yarosar is currently wondering what living with two legs must be like. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. For a meat cat, he's probably wondering if it would be a little bit easier with two legs, and as a leader, hopefully he's rejecting that so we don't get a pine star on our hands too. Cold Shriek almost got lost near some two-leg nests, which is very unusual for a Pathfinder. I wonder if he's using that as an excuse to get into some other nefarious details here. Okay, I'm gonna let them out. They've been good. Okay, I let them out, and $5 says they'll be back in like 10 minutes, wanting to get back in. Not even. River already wants back in. They just don't want the door to be closed. It just is what it is there. You just cannot win when it comes to pets sometimes, but hopefully, at least if they're stressed about the door, they're not stressed about the medicine in their fur. Blue Shade is reciting the names of herbs aloud. Since he's kind of late to the game on this, he's probably just trying to memorize them. Recitation is a pretty good way to get it into your head when it comes to long lists, after all. Hill Petal is eavesdropping on Rabbit Paw. It is nice, though, between the two of them, we do have enough medicine cats to actually care for the clan. I think that was one of my concerns before. So at least we do have that much going for us. I was a little concerned that we were just going to have to make do with two or even appoint a third, so we're in a good spot right now. As good a spot as we can be without any kits anyway. We are currently basking in the sun. I think we're kind of taking advantage of the new leaf sunlight, along with a few of the other cats that we were basking with. Just seems like a lot of cats are kind of rejoicing in that after the troubles of the last leaf bear, since it was so harsh. Comfreyfoot wants to critique Golsat's fighting techniques. We are talking to her. Hee hee. Oh hey Frost Whisper, sorry, I was just remembering this really funny joke Weaselreed said earlier. What was the joke? It's sort of a personal thing between us. I'm not sure you'd find it funny. It goes like, why do the rivers freeze over in Leaf Bear? Must be the work of fox snakes. It's funnier in context, I swear. Just don't even try and explain the inside jokes, it's easier for everyone that way. Flypelt wants to get to know Palefur better. We are talking to him. You talk in your sleep, you know, Frost Whisperer woke me up last night. It sounded like you were saying Snowleaf over and over. You kept calling out for them. Something you want to announce to the clan, Frost Whisperer? Snark. Oh. I was just gonna say, sleep talking isn't necessarily weird if we're talking to other cats in our sleep and in their dreams, but that sounds like a very different kind of dream. Palefur thinks they're going crazy. They are currently sick with white cough, so I'm hoping that's more of a I'm cooped up, I need to get out of here sort of crazy over another cat's about to commit murder crazy. But we'll go ahead and talk to him too. Ugh, Starclan, I wish Moonfur would get off my back all the time. It's always Palefur, you have to start taking things more seriously. Palefur, listen to the warrior code. Palefur, don't put that in your mouth. Like, leave me alone, Starclan. Let's see, we got 3 options. Moonfern's just worried about you. That's no way to talk about your parent, and sounds tough. I think Moonfern is just worried about you is the most neutral, because she is. If I wanted another lecture, I would have talked to Moonfern. Well, I think you probably would have been madder if I picked option 2, so we tried. Moonfern is learning the importance of patience when kits ask endless questions. And Charred Rumble is feeling the weight of responsibility in shaping young minds and spirits. Don't really know how queens would even practice their skills without, there being a kit in the nursery. That doesn't really feel like something people would roleplay, so to speak. So I don't really know what they'd actually do to keep some of those things sharp. Maybe just talk about the theory of nurturing. But I did forget to insult Hill Petal before, so go ahead and do that now. May StarClan light your path, even if we don't see eye to eye. He is such a good choice for Medicine Cat, I think. Alright, so let's go ahead and do our patrol. We find a particularly smooth stone near the river that reminds us of a cat we're fond of, and we think they might like it as a gift. We offer them the stone and they seem genuinely touched by our thoughtfulness. Their appreciation makes us feel warm and happy inside. That does remind me, I know we have a couple of crushes brewing. I know that Frostwhisper really likes Snowleaf, hence the dream. However, I don't think he's gonna be a wise choice to pursue in the long run. Oh, there's Snowleaf. I couldn't find him. But I thought that Comfreyfoot also liked us. And I thought we were developing that a little bit, but maybe not. Because here's Comfreyfoot. There's no romantic interest there, but she does kind of like us. Oh no, her mate's Weaselreed. Who was I thinking of then? Was it Needledew? I think it might have been Needledew then. Oh, there. Okay, I'm just blind. Okay, Needledew was a new perspective. I'm rooting for Needledew and Frostwhisper a lot more than Frostwhisper and Snowleaf. I just think that that's the least recipe for disaster. Though it could be exciting to see how Snowleaf and Frostwhisper go completely crazy together, I suppose. We'll go ahead and send out all the other patrols, and we'll catch up in a second. Okay, Blue Gates did not get anything, which isn't surprising. But Hill Petal at least is getting some Goldenrod. And since we don't have any apprentices, I'm just gonna kind of split down the middle, hunting and patrolling. Since we do have so much prey, we can accept newcomers here since it's New Leaf, since we are in such excess. One of our hunting patrols is bringing back a large amount of prey too. Snowleaf in particular seems like he's making fishing look easy, giving tips out to any interested cats. I'm starting to see that Frostwhisper might have a type. While on our border patrol, Poppy Eye notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. We do have to proceed here, since this is an outsider. And we quickly do send off the trespassing rogue. Oh, our next border patrol stumbles across a large dog wandering in the middle of the clan's territory. Unfortunately, we can't leave this. I'm hoping with all these skills we'll be okay, though. They decide that no cat is going to be surprised by the predator again, and the patrol shadows the dog, sending a message to warn camp. With enough cats to keep watch, rest, track, and send messages, MoonClan is kept safe from the wandering dog. This is why I try and send out patrols of 4 where I can, because it could have been a very different outcome with 3. And with nervous cats, we are not going to proceed with 2 legs in the clearing. Alright, and that is it for our patrols. We weren't really very successful. It's kind of a mixed bag. In terms of hunting, we got either a lot or nothing. And you saw the border patrols we did go on, so at least the border patrols we had better luck with, since especially the dog could have been really bad. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into our next moon. Okay, we're offering comfort to a grieving clanmate. Their grief is palpable, but our shared silence brings solace. I am not really very reassured by this, especially with that 3rd tablet up. I don't remember if we had any expecting queens in the clan. I thought we didn't. So fingers crossed we found a litter, or someone's announcing a pregnancy, because I don't want to lose a cat. Oh, Sky Scratch announced that they are expecting. Pregnancy sucks. Sky Scratch gives in, moving into the nursery. Oh, Sky Scratch. Yeah, no, I've heard so many horror stories about that. I don't really think I'd blame her. I think if I could, be in a nursery for 2 months and get pampered by the two queens the whole time, or, be miserable on patrol, I think I'd probably choose the former too. And looks like we have a lot of interactions this moon now that New Leaf is kicking up. We share an embarrassing story about Blue Shade we were asked not to share. Just when we're starting to get to know the new medicine cat too. Frost Whisper has a friendly chat with Icyfin that leaves them both feeling happy. Weasel Reef thanks us for covering for them during an earlier patrol. Golsap has a mock battle with us. And Scorchurner is surprised to hear we express an ideal that they can agree with. Look at us actually interacting with younger members of our clan. Alright, going into health. Oh, I see a lot of things here. Wire Rush's running nose is gone. Golsap comes to Hill Petal, feeling like their weak leg is going to collapse under them from the pain in its joints. Definitely the downside of having permanent damage is sometimes that comes back around. Palefur no longer has white cough, Moscow no longer has a stomach ache, but Icyfin has gotten a running nose and is probably suffering from allergies. Hopefully the flowers in their fur is not contributing to that at all. And Needledew is caught breaking the warrior code. Alright, well there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Needledew is caught breaking the warrior code, so let me see what happens. I know we aren't necessarily kind to cats that break the warrior code. We were a little bit more lenient on the apprentice that did. I'm forgetting who that was now, because they had just become a warrior and weren't yet 12 moons old. But I think with the warrior code, it's just a one and done thing. Which really stings if that's the case. I don't really want to keep making exceptions for the cats I like, just because otherwise, what's the point of even trying to have a challenge, Okay, it's kind of just up to us and the leader for breaking the code. So let's see how Yarosar likes Needledew. Okay, Yarosar and Needledew are related somehow, and they do have a very good relationship. So I think Yarosar will let her off easily. I just don't think it would. They're litter mates. Okay, yeah. I just don't really see Yarosar being the kind of cat that would so readily turn against their own siblings. And Needledew as a whole, despite being troublesome, I think is pretty well liked around the clan. Just from what I've seen. Like, she doesn't really seem... Well, she's beefing a little bit with Falcon Scratch and Yarosar. But it's mostly like her actual blood relations that she has that little bit of dislike for. Which, sometimes blood relations are a little bit messy like that anyway. So we'll go ahead and just give her a strike, because she does need to be punished somehow. But with her other traits being visionary, thinker, and an out-of-the-box thinker, I don't think the clan would want to also lose that very readily. Like right now, she is currently wondering if hunting from trees would be more efficient than hunting on the ground, so, you don't want to lose those kinds of thoughts and ideas. Alright, Needledew has her first strike on Moon 73 for breaking the warrior code. I did also see a few comments asking if the strikes ever, go away. And in the base challenge, they don't. I can see there being exceptions for this for narrative purposes, like if a cat does exceptional good, or, if it's been like over 50 moons since their last offense, people probably would have forgotten by now. I don't think cats would hold on to grudges for that long in the short lives of warriors, so I think like some strikes can go away, especially if it's for relatively minor offenses. But for things that are a bit more major, like directly breaking the code or, something similar, then I think that might have a little bit of a harder time going away. Whereas minor strikes could maybe, be a little bit more wiggle room. But let's go ahead and see what everyone's up to. Let's start off with Rabbit Tail here. just so we can take a look at how she's grown. I do really like the orange and black. It's very Halloween themed. She's currently thinking about the warrior code, and she grew to be lonesome instead of oblivious, philosopher, and elegant. I think I like Rabbit Tail for her. Rabbit Chase is a really good name. I think I just want to say that for a different cat. If she had any kind of like runner trait, absolutely. But Rabbit Tail, I think, weirdly is fitting for her too. And I don't know if I could properly say why in my brain, that just makes sense, but it does. But Yarosar called an important clan meeting recently. Maybe about what's kind of causing some of these cats to be really pushing the boundaries and not lately. Coltrick is currently thinking about how awful kitty pet food must taste. And Blue Shade is wishing they had an extra set of paws. Hill Petal made a mess of the herbs and is panicking. Well, for better or worse, we don't have that many, so I don't think it'll take too long to fix. And sadly, we are insulting Blue Shade. Remember, the same moon shines down on all of us. I feel like just with the rules I have set up here, I feel like Frost Whisperer is just the kind of cat that doubles down on everything he does. There's a minor scuffle in the clearing, then he comes along and kicks the other cat while they're down anyway. Just in case you had any idea about how I was feeling right now, I hate you. Goodbye. That's just the kind of cat I feel like Frost Whisperer is, and I can't really say I blame anybody for not liking him, because in real life, that sort of thing would infuriate me too. Imagine someone just coming up to you, slapping the food out of your hand, you're just like, what the heck, dude? And then you, go get a replacement burger or whatever you were eating, and you sit down, and you're just like, don't think I let you off that easy. I hate you. And then, walks away. You'd be like, what is wrong with that guy? Sky Scratch is wondering what living with two legs must be like. This is not her first pregnancy, so I can definitely see her having been a lot more willing to tough it out her first time around, just to be like, no, I can do it. I got it. It can't be that bad. And then realizing this time around, it's that bad. I'm not going to do it. Give me the soft moss, please. But we have more Raven Song kids to look forward to in a couple moons here. Frost Whisperer is being happy for their time spent with Hollowpelt. Isn't Hollowpelt up here somewhere? I am. 37 moons and death, but he's feeling down. So Frost Whisperer is just reminiscing on Hollowpelt for one reason or another this moon. He probably just saw something that reminded him of some of the old guard and got to thinking. So he's just being grateful for that time he did get. And Weasel Reed is wondering, kitty pet life is really so bad. We are talking to him. Frost Whisperer, is everything okay? You were just staring off into space. Huh, is that what I sound like when I give advice to others? Wow, I sound so... knowledgeable? I was going to say stuck up, but I guess it's not that bad if someone like you is giving the advice. Alright, I don't know if that was meant to be more of an, self-dig or, a jab at us with that interaction, but it sounds like we just had a nice little talk about, how we come across as wise and senior adults of the clan now. It's kind of crazy to think, but we technically have been senior adults of the clan for quite a while now, really. There's only so many ahead of us, and that's only getting fewer and farther between. Liar Rush reported a clanmate for breaking the code, so I guess Liar Rush is the cat that got Needledew into trouble. Which, with Needledew's current status, I wonder if Needledew is just maybe pushing some of the boundaries about where and how to hunt, and if that was off the territory or close to Tulik Place or something, that might be kind of an edge warrior code break, which could explain why Needledew might also have gotten a bit of a lighter sentence too. But for a righteous cat, it does make sense that Lyra should be the one to be, monitoring and reporting. Snowleaf is trying to set a good example for younger cats. I still don't trust it. Sorry, Snowleaf. You can, Oh, actually, Snowleaf has gone from being vengeful to just strange. So that's actually a better thing to model, perhaps, than, vengeful and wanting to constantly shred other cats. So, I mean, if we're just talking about that and we're still compatible, I might be a little bit more willing to root for Frost Snow now. Gulsap is chasing a butterfly around camp, which sounds honestly really fun. Let's go and talk to her. Rumor around camp is you have a thing for Snowleaf. Isn't that a laugh? As if the two of you could ever end up together, haha. Why do you look so sad? It's not like you actually like them, right? Oh, speaking of. So I guess Snowleaf is out of our league, and everyone thinks so. Cry. I see Finn saw K-Pet rolling around a two-legged garden. We are gonna talk to him. I just so love his little purple flower array. Oh, good evening, Frost Whisper. It's very nice to see you. Have you been remembering to take care of yourself? Haha, I know. I worry too much, but I just want to make sure you're all right. The season's been quite, interesting. Last winter certainly was. Well, I'll be off then. If you need anything, you can always let me know. Thanks, Icy Finn. Scorch Runner, meanwhile, thinks that they could take on a fox solo. I just love his traits, though. Fierce, fast as the wind, and a renowned hunter. It does make me a little bit nervous just because the cats with really exceptional traits tend to either go kind of crazy and, go on sprees, or they die young, and Scorch Runner is young. But we're talking to him. Achoo! What allergies, please, Frost Whisper. I'm a fearsome warrior of MoonClan. I'm made of tougher stuff than the... Achoo! Everyone suffers from allergies at some point, Scorch Runner. Do not be too prideful. Moonfern is considering how to foster camaraderie among kits from different litters. And Rumble, ears curling at every moment outside of camp. Ears curling at every moment outside of camp. So does that just mean that she's nervous and is kind of like head on a swivel when she's not in camp? Guess that makes sense, since as a queen guard, she doesn't necessarily need to leave the proximity a lot. Interesting to think about, though. But let's go ahead and do a patrol. In the moonlit walk by the river the cat we're interested in seems the perfect way to spend the evening. We invite them to join us. They agree, and we both enjoy a peaceful walk, chatting and sharing stories. By the end of the evening, we feel a stronger connection between us. Alright, now the real question is that Snowleaf? Probably. For us, Whisper likes Snowleaf more. Alright, Blue Shade does get Mallow this time, but Hill Petal does not get time. Funny how that worked out. Comfreyfoot struts through the forest, making catching look easy. When everyone is done mousing, everyone else catches up, carrying prey that was mostly brought down by Comfreyfoot. They lead the way back to camp, sauntering with a distinctively smug sway of their hips. It's just a medium amount of prey, but it sounds like Comfreyfoot really carried this mission. Alright, and this time we are heading out with all of the other white cats, basically. Being led by Cold Shriek with Snowleaf on our patrol. We're going hunting, there's a spring in our steps. Today looks like a great day for it. But Cold Shriek chooses a completely stupid hunting spot to lead us to, and by the time we give up and head back to camp, more than one cat is throwing surly glances in their direction. Oof, Cold Shriek really dropped the ball this time. Alright, we're being led by Yarostar, and there's a fat rabbit on the other border. We do have a troublesome cat here with us, so normally I'd be a little bit more tempted to have the cats push their luck. But with Yarostar here, we're just not going to proceed. Our next patrol improves our relations with Goose Clan. Alright, so we're encountering a rabbit that has tremors, which can potentially harm the clan by giving a fair number poisoning. So with a nervous cat, we don't have to proceed here, so we're not going to. It's just not worth it when we already have such excess. Our last border patrol goes quickly and easily, with Falcon Scratch telling stories about their clan and their family's history. But that was it. This spring definitely seems like it's turning things around for the clan a bit here. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our final moon for this episode. We challenge our rival during a border dispute. Our fierce stand earns us a respectful nod from our clanmates. A trespassing loner challenges our patience. We manage to chase them off without a fight, though. You discover a new shortcut through the territory. The thrill of discovery fills you with excitement. Hopefully Cold Streak didn't put us onto it that good. Definitely have been a trap. You share a story with the kits, their wide eyes following your every move as you act out a battle. So once again, I think we kind of have a little dispute with somebody, and then we kind of bring it back to the kits that don't exist, I guess. But we can maybe say that this is happening a couple moons from now, or we're, well, we don't even have apprentices, so I can't even say we're bringing it back for the apprentices. I don't know who we're talking to, but we're talking to someone. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sky Scratch is hoping their litter will be small. They feel overwhelmed at the idea of a big litter. Blossomcurrent has been murdered. The culprit is unknown. And everyone is grieving. Ravensong lays next to Blossomcurrent's body, numb to the world around them. Ravensong spends time by themselves, letting themselves mourn Blossomcurrent and the time they should have had together. No one can begrudge them the need to grieve. Palefur approaches the clearing where Blossomcurrent's body lies, cold and lifeless. Defying expectations of sympathy and grief, Palefur instead curses her fallen clanmate to the dark forest where they belong. In the past moon, Blossomcurrent has taken their place in StarClan. Well, I wonder who could have killed Blossomcurrent. Alright. Blossomcurrent didn't do anything to have warranted going to the dark forest, I believe. If that's incorrect, somebody please correct me in the comments. But poor girl is surprised to find themselves walking the stars of Silverpelt. And let's see here. Blossomcurrent was secretly murdered by Palefur. Is that who was cursing them? It sure is. Why do we have so many murderers? Palefur is feeling nice and clean. Okay, so Palefur not only killed them, but is even trying to hide the fact and is cursing them out in front of the entire clan who knows that they got murdered. So I'm going to go ahead and say that they're under direct suspicion. I still want to kind of leave it up to the game to actually deduce if it ever does, since we now have 3 murderers and nobody is getting caught ever. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm going to say Palefur is definitely under suspicion at bare minimum here. Okay. So Murder Blossomcurrent is under suspicion for the deed after cursing her at her vigil. Yeah, so I think he can maybe talk himself out of it a little bit, being an eloquent speaker. But I think his oblivious nature made him not realize that, maybe cursing somebody you killed at their funeral puts some suspicion on you. So, cool, he's under suspicion, but nothing else is happening there yet. Because the other cats, I think I missed marking a murderer. We know Cold Streak is. Okay. Who else murdered a cat? Murderer will go to the dark forest. Alright, whoever else I'm missing, please let me know. I think it was another Sheik. Oh, I remember. She got exiled, right? It was Whisker Streak. No, Shimmer Kick. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and mark her too. Murderer will go to the Dark Forest. Got everybody now, I think. I don't know why I wasn't marking that sooner. But now it's marked, we should be good. Okay. And here I'm thinking that we're actually finally getting somewhere and we get another murderer instead. Great. Love that for everybody. And it's another cat too, so it's not even like it's one cat on a spree. It's everybody in MoonClan is deciding that they need to resolve in the worst ways possible. Speaking of poor resolution, we are having a huge argument with Hill Petal. Frostwhisper tells Fawnchock to count on them in a difficult time though. Coldstreak purrs for a long time at one of our lame jokes. And Mosscone finds a bit of fluff that smells like us and adds it to their nest. I'm a little concerned with this direction with Hill Petal. It's not good to be doing that with any medicine cat, but especially not one related to us. But at least everything else is a positive effect, I guess. Alright, Little Heart and Yarosar both gotten a running nose. Blossomcurrent ran too fast over harsh ground, hurt their paws. Sad to say that's probably not going to bother them too much now. If we want to think really morbidly, they maybe did that during the chase that led to their demise. So, you know, they were rushing through the forest and tripped, hurting their paws, and that's when Palefur caught up to them. Oh, I don't like that imagery. Rabbitail's got a stomachache though. And Poppy Eye always seems to have dry herbs stuck in their fur, which I'll gladly add on with the ladybug there. But with the ladybug kind of on top of the herbs, so there we go. That looks cute. I like the yellow with the red and black though. Alright, let's see what's going on with everyone else though. Yarosar saw a K-Pet rolling around a two-lake garden. Coldstreak is reflecting on a past lesson to make a crucial decision. We are talking to him today. Yarosar, what do you think of them? Their leadership style, the choices they've made, would you have done it differently if you were in the position? I'm just curious, what do you think of who's in charge could reveal a lot about your character. So, Yarosar has actually been a very good leader for us so far, I think. That being said, I feel like Coldstreak is probably asking not out of loyalty to Yarosar, but maybe is, you know, possible interest in a coup. You know, just kind of testing the waters to see where we stand. So with that being said, I'd like to support Yarosar. Interesting. But do you really mean that? Or are you just worried about what would happen if you answered differently? Yeah, I definitely feel like Coldstreak might be testing the waters a little bit just to see if we're really, you know, appreciative of Yarosar. We've been pretty vocal about not liking other leaders in the past, so I can understand cats not believing us. But I think, at least for now, Yarosar's on good. Blue Shade is checking up on the warriors, as is Hill Petal. I guess we're just making some rounds and doing some final check-ins with minor issues like allergies, and also maybe just reminding cats to take a little bit easier going into summertime. Unfortunately, we are dissing Hill Petal. Keep yowling, maybe one day he'll actually sound intimidating. Alright, we have pushed Hill Petal past the point of his patience already. So that's probably not a great sign. Yeah, it's a lot of dislike. Sorry, Hill Petal. We're wanting to spend time alone today. Okay, maybe we go on a solo patrol then. We haven't really done that yet. Poor Ravensong is grieving. They are sparring too. Fawnchock is nervously glancing around camp. I can't really blame her with all the issues we've been having lately. I'd probably also be jumping at shadows and really questioning all of my other clanmates. This is starting to honestly feel like a game of, like, werewolf. And half of the town is bad, and you need to suss out who's bad. So, I can't really blame a nervous cat, especially with Boogeyman Fighter, for being a little jumpy. Fawnchock watches Weasley and Mosscone laugh together a ways away, apparently too nervous to join in the conversation. We'll help her. We ask Fawnchock why they don't just go up and talk to the others. What, interrupt their conversation? Are you crazy? I'd rather die than be subjected to that kind of humiliation. You wouldn't understand. I'm not confident like you. I can't just go chatting with every member. I just can't go chatting with every member of the clan every moon. They'd love to talk to you, though. You really think so? Starkman, I guess I got nothing to lose. Well, aside from my dignity, but that's not really worth a ton. Here goes nothing. Fonchak crosses the camp and awkwardly stands near the others until they notice enough to include them in their conversation. Though talk is silted, Fonchak looks a lot less lonely than before. Alright, can you find out who's the seer, though, Fonchak? We need to keep them around. They're not doing a good job. Liepelt is quietly listening while Frostwhisper vents. I mean, I guess we can actually talk to him, since we're venting to him. I went on a hunting patrol at Chirpback the other day and found the cutest mouse I think I've ever seen. It had big, innocent eyes that was snacking on a blackberry. It was large, so Ravensong wanted to catch it, but I couldn't bear to see it killed. I ended up scaring it off to save it from being caught. That really didn't make Needle do happy at all, but it was worth it. You should have seen the little thing. Hey, if we catch all the biggest ones, though, then that's going to prevent other mice from being as big, so it's good to save a few of the big mice to make more big mice. I still can't get over Palefur. It's feeling nice and clean after murdering a cat. Moscone waves a tail at Sky Scratch and watches them head out for a patrol. We are talking to him. Hey, I need an opinion if you're up for it. Do you think that Moonfern would like this flower? I saw it the other day and it reminded me of them, but I'm worried that they won't like it. It's Moonfern, she'd love it. Really, thanks for the help, I appreciate it. All good, bud, all good. Moonfern, speaking of, is pondering on the legacy they want to leave for their kids within the clan. And Charred Rumble is wondering about the destinies that await kids outside the nursery. Alright, let's go ahead and do our final patrol. We catch the scent of mouse. We locate and begin to stalk. The mouse nibbles on a seed, unaware of the hunting cat. You waggle your haunches and leap, pinning the mouse beneath the paw as you make the killing bite. If only that actually counted for our prey. I don't think it does, though. With New Leaf having won against the snows of Leaf Bear, it's far safer to go gathering juniper needles from the trees. And Blue Shade manages to gather some. And Hill Petal gets some marigold. So looks like we are definitely rebuilding our sock, slowly but surely. So hopefully there's stuff in there for everybody who actually needs it now. We're going on a hunting mission this go. We hear distant howling and wonder whether to investigate the noise. We do have a bold cat, so unfortunately we are proceeding. The noise leads them to a wolf scavenging from a carcass. Fierceface instructs them to wait in the brush, downwind from a canine until it leaves. Eventually the wolf eats its fill and disappears into the forest. When Fierceface deems it safe, the patrol takes their turn stripping leftover meat from the bones. Alright, and Fierceface, despite being the youngest member of the patrol, seems to have really proven their mettle, and we get a large amount of prey from the wolf kill. That definitely could have ended a lot more poorly. Alright, Icyfin thinks they had a vision from StarClan. Weaselry takes them aside, giving them the full benefit of their seniority and experience as they discuss it. The other cats bring back a medium amount of prey, so not too bad. Their next patrol also brings back a large amount of prey. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous with this amount of excess though. Our border patrol notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud. Boldly, we follow it and find a trespassing rogue who's intimidated by our numbers and leaves without a fight. Our next patrol is checking the border lines when we notice RiverClan sent us straight into the territory. We'll just proceed. We decide to follow the scent, but only end up walking in circles. Either the trespasser is good at concealing their trail, or we need to work on our tracking skills. It doesn't matter now, the whole day has been wasted. Irish decides they should just return to camp and report the strange scent, worsening our relationships. Also, I forgot to send us out on a solo border patrol. Dang it. Squirturner was tempted to eat the prey they caught, but they resist the temptation, going on to make a couple of great catches for the elders, and we bring back another large amount. So now we are currently at, if I can actually click the right buttons, 528 current pieces of prey, and we only need 81. So we're definitely getting into the time of plenty with New Leaf here. Fingers crossed that extends out to the summer so we're not brought low by another devastating blow. Whether that be a fire or heat stroke or something else, the summer can be just as deadly as the wintertime sometimes. So we're definitely not always out of the woods. As a warrior cat, there's always something else coming down around the river bend. So I do hope y'all enjoy. Thank you for your patience, and hopefully the sound quality isn't too bad here. We definitely are just experiencing a lot of growing pains with this move. So again, thank you for your patience. Feel free to check out links in the description below for links to other social media. Again, I'm trying to be better about actually posting things there. Thank you, Parental Unit, for supporting the channel, as that support is greatly appreciated. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you all then, and bye.